Based on the historical data and forecast, Bitcoin shows a strong uptrend. The RSI consistently remains above 50, indicating bullish momentum, with recent values exceeding 70, suggesting an overbought condition. The forecast prices continue to climb, projecting further gains. Combining these indicators, I recommend a strategy focusing on capitalizing on pullbacks within the uptrend. Specifically, when the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, consider it a buying opportunity. For instance, on July 13, 2025, the bottom of the Bollinger Band was $101,600. Enter a long position at $101,600, with a stop-loss placed slightly below the lower band at $101,000 to mitigate risk. Set a target price at $117,600, aligning with the forecast price for July 14, 2025. To refine this strategy, I'll incorporate RSI confirmation. Only enter a long position if the RSI is below 40 when the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, confirming an oversold condition. If the RSI is already above 40, wait for a more significant pullback. For example, if on July 14, 2025, the price reaches $117,600 and the RSI is around 60, avoid entering a position. However, if the price dips to $115,000 with an RSI below 35, enter a long position at $115,000, set a stop-loss at $114,000, and target $120,000. This blended approach, utilizing both Bollinger Bands and RSI, offers a balanced strategy for high return potential while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Ethereum exhibits a clear upward trend. The price has consistently broken through resistance levels, and the forecast for the next week projects continued gains. The RSI values have generally been above 50, indicating bullish momentum, with recent readings approaching overbought territory. The Bollinger Bands have been expanding, suggesting increased volatility and potential for further price movement. Given this, I recommend a long position strategy. My strategy will be a hybrid approach combining RSI and Bollinger Band signals. I suggest entering a long position at $2,910. The stop loss will be set at $2,810, just below the established support level, to protect against potential downside risks. The initial target price will be $3,030, aligning with the first forecast price and the upper Bollinger Band. If the price reaches $3,030, we will move the stop loss to the entry price of $2,910 to secure profits and manage risk. A secondary target price of $3,130 will be set if the price continues to rise, based on the final forecast price. This strategy aims to capitalize on the current bullish trend while incorporating risk management techniques to protect capital. Based on the historical data and forecast, XRP demonstrates a clear upward trend. The price has consistently moved above the Bollinger Band center, indicating bullish momentum. The RSI has been trending upwards, with values frequently exceeding 70, suggesting overbought conditions but also strong buying pressure. Considering the forecast for the next week, with prices expected to rise from $2.77 to $3.15, a long position is highly recommended. We will implement a combined strategy leveraging RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels. The primary strategy will be to enter long positions when the RSI dips below 60 and the price touches the support level of $2.58. Our entry price will be $2.58. The stop loss will be set just below the support level at $2.55 to mitigate potential downside risk. The initial target price will be the nearest resistance level at $2.88, offering a quick profit. Subsequently, as the price continues to rise, we will adjust the stop loss to break even and aim for a higher target price of $3, based on the forecast. If the price reaches $3, we will take partial profits and trail the stop loss to protect the remaining gains. This multi-stage approach allows us to capitalize on the upward trend while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, BNB exhibits an overall upward trend, supported by consistently breaking through previous resistance levels. The RSI values, while fluctuating, have generally been trending upward, indicating increasing momentum. The forecast prices predict a continued rise, with values exceeding $700. Considering the support price of $682 and the recent price action, I recommend a long position. The entry price should be $692, coinciding with the beginning of the forecast period and a recent high. A stop-loss order should be placed at $682, just below the established support level, to limit potential losses. The initial target price can be set at $705, aligning with the forecast price for July 20, 2025. To refine this strategy, we can incorporate the Bollinger Bands. The price consistently trading near the upper band suggests bullish sentiment. We can use the upper band as a dynamic resistance level. If the price reaches $705, we can consider moving the stop-loss order to break even, protecting the initial investment. If the price continues to rise and approaches the upper Bollinger Band again, we can set a second target price at $711, based on the final forecast price. This combined RSI and Bollinger Band strategy offers a balanced approach, capitalizing on the upward trend while mitigating risk with well-defined entry, stop-loss, and target prices. Based on the historical data and forecast, Solana shows a generally upward trend, albeit with some volatility. The price has consistently bounced off the support level of $152, and the recent forecast indicates a continuation of this upward momentum. Considering the RSI values, we've seen fluctuations between 48 and 62, suggesting periods of both oversold and overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands have also widened, indicating increased volatility, but the price has largely remained within these bands. Therefore, my strategy focuses on capitalizing on pullbacks to the lower end of the range while confirming the overall upward trend. My investment strategy will involve a tiered approach. First, I will initiate a long position at $159, coinciding with the first day of the forecast. The stop-loss will be set at $157, just below the recent low and below the bottom Bollinger Band, to protect against a sudden downturn. The initial target price will be $162, aligning with the forecast for the following week. If the price reaches $162, I will move the stop-loss to the entry price of $159 to secure profits and potentially extend the trade. A second target price will be $164, near the resistance level. This strategy combines trend following with risk management, aiming for high returns while minimizing potential losses. Based on the historical data and forecast, Dogecoin shows a clear upward trend. The price has been consistently bouncing off the support level of $0.18, and the forecast for the next week predicts continued growth. The RSI is currently above 50, indicating bullish momentum, but has been approaching overbought territory. The Bollinger Bands are widening, suggesting increased volatility and potential for further price movement. Therefore, I recommend a bullish strategy focusing on capitalizing on this upward trend. We will implement a combined strategy using RSI and Bollinger Bands for optimal efficiency. First, we will initiate a long position when the RSI falls below 30, indicating an oversold condition. Considering the recent RSI values, a potential entry point would be around $0.18. We will place a stop-loss order just below the support level at $0.17 to protect against a potential reversal. The initial target price will be set at the resistance level of $0.202. However, given the bullish forecast and widening Bollinger Bands, we will also implement a trailing stop-loss strategy, adjusting the stop-loss upwards as the price increases, aiming for a final target price of $0.22. This combined approach leverages both momentum and volatility to maximize potential returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, TRON demonstrates a clear upward trend with consistently increasing prices over the past 2 weeks. The RSI consistently remained above 50, indicating bullish momentum, and recently crossed into overbought territory, above 80, on July 13, suggesting a potential pullback or consolidation. The Bollinger Bands have been expanding, indicating increased volatility and potential for further price movement. Given the support price of $0.287 and the forecast prices trending upwards, I recommend a long position strategy. Entry price should be $0.302, placing a stop-loss order at $0.298 just below the lower Bollinger Band to mitigate potential losses. The target price should be $0.315, aiming to capitalize on the projected upward trend and the resistance level. To refine this strategy, I will incorporate RSI signals. If the RSI falls below 30, indicating an oversold condition, we should enter a long position at $0.287, placing a stop-loss at $0.28 and a target price at $0.305. Conversely, if the RSI exceeds 80, indicating an overbought condition, consider taking profits or reducing exposure. This combined strategy leverages both Bollinger Bands and RSI to optimize entry and exit points, aiming for high returns while managing risk effectively. The portfolio will be 60% based on the Bollinger Band strategy and 40% based on the RSI strategy. Based on the historical data and forecast, Cardano shows a clear uptrend. The price has been consistently moving upwards, breaking through the resistance level of $0.745. The RSI is currently above 60, indicating a strong bullish momentum, and the forecast for the next week predicts further price increases. I recommend a long position strategy. The entry price should be $0.703. We will set a stop-loss order at $0.641, just below the support level, to protect against potential downside risks. The initial target price will be $0.804, aligning with the forecast for July 20, 2025. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate the Bollinger Bands. Since the price is consistently above the moving average and the upper band is expanding, it suggests continued bullish strength. We can adjust the target price upwards if the price touches the upper Bollinger Band. If the price reaches $0.781, we'll move the stop-loss to $0.703 to secure profits. If the price continues to rise and reaches $0.804, we'll take partial profits and set a new target price of $0.85, anticipating further upward movement. This layered approach allows us to maximize potential gains while minimizing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Stellar shows a strong uptrend, particularly evident in the last week with significant price increases. The RSI consistently climbed above 50, reaching over 80 in recent days, indicating overbought conditions. However, the forecast suggests continued upward momentum with prices projected to reach $0.526. Considering the support at $0.442 and resistance at $0.497, a combined strategy leveraging RSI and Bollinger Bands is recommended. We will implement a long position when the RSI dips below 35, aiming to capitalize on pullbacks within the uptrend. Specifically, we will enter a long position at $0.38, placing a stop-loss order at $0.35 to mitigate potential losses. The initial target price will be $0.497, aligning with the resistance level. However, given the strong forecast and recent upward momentum, we will adjust the target price to $0.526 if the price breaks above $0.497. This strategy combines the RSI signal for potential oversold entry with the Bollinger Band's indication of price volatility and the overall uptrend to maximize potential returns while managing risk. The portfolio will be 70% in this strategy. Based on the historical data and forecast, SUI demonstrates a clear upward trend. The price has consistently moved towards the resistance level of $3.94, with recent days showing strong momentum. The RSI values have been fluctuating but generally trending upwards, indicating increasing bullish sentiment. The forecast for the next week projects continued price increases, reaching $3.65. Considering these factors, I recommend a long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $3.32. The stop-loss will be set just below the support level at $3.34 to mitigate potential losses. The initial target price will be $3.58, aligning with the forecast for July 19, 2025. To optimize returns, we will implement a dynamic target price strategy based on the Bollinger Bands. If the price reaches the upper band, which is projected to be around $3.53 on July 17, 2025, we will consider taking partial profits and moving the stop-loss to the center of the Bollinger Bands, currently around $2.96. This will secure gains while allowing the position to continue benefiting from potential further upside. The final target price will be $3.65, based on the forecast for July 20, 2025. This combined strategy leverages the upward trend, RSI momentum, and Bollinger Band dynamics to maximize potential returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Conflux demonstrates a clear upward trend, particularly evident in the recent price surge from $0.0716 to $0.103. The RSI consistently moving above 50, peaking at 75.5, suggests strong buying momentum. The Bollinger Bands also confirm this trend, with the price consistently above the middle band and nearing the upper band. Given this, I propose a combined strategy focusing on capitalizing on this bullish momentum. We will implement a long position when the RSI dips below 45, indicating a potential pullback before the next upward leg. A suitable entry point would be $0.0716, placing a stop-loss order at $0.0657, just below the lower Bollinger Band to mitigate risk. The initial target price is set at $0.106, aligning with the forecast price and recent resistance levels. To further optimize returns, we'll incorporate a trailing stop-loss mechanism. Once the price reaches $0.106, we'll adjust the stop-loss to $0.0963, protecting a portion of the gains. If the price continues to rise, we'll increase the stop-loss incrementally, ensuring we capture maximum profits while minimizing potential losses. The final target price will be $0.111, based on the forecast, but we will remain vigilant and adjust our strategy based on real-time market conditions. This combined approach leverages both RSI and Bollinger Bands to identify optimal entry and exit points, maximizing potential returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Jupiter demonstrates a clear upward trend, consistently testing and breaking through resistance levels. The RSI values, while fluctuating, have largely remained above 50, indicating bullish momentum. The Bollinger Bands show that the price is currently near the upper band, suggesting a potential for a pullback, but the forecast predicts continued upward movement. Therefore, I recommend a long position strategy. The entry price should be $0.482, coinciding with the initial forecast price. A stop-loss order should be placed at $0.461, just below the support level, to limit potential losses. The target price is set at $0.509, aligning with the highest forecast price within the week. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate the RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI dips below 40 during the week, consider adding to the position at $0.481 with a stop-loss at $0.461 and a target of $0.509. If the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, which is $0.389, it signals an oversold condition, creating a buying opportunity at $0.389 with a stop-loss at $0.35 and a target of $0.495. Combining these signals creates a robust portfolio, balancing risk and maximizing potential returns. This combined strategy offers a high probability of achieving significant gains while effectively managing downside risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, the Sandbox shows an upward trend with increasing RSI values, indicating strengthening momentum. The price has been consistently bouncing off the support level of $0.304, and the forecast suggests continued price appreciation. Considering the RSI is currently around 70.2, approaching overbought territory, a strategic approach is to look for short-term pullbacks. We will implement a strategy that combines RSI and Bollinger Bands. When the price touches the lower band, we will enter a long position at $0.213, set a stop-loss at $0.208, and target a price of $0.24. This strategy aims to capitalize on temporary dips while maintaining a safety net with the stop-loss. To further optimize returns, we will incorporate a secondary strategy based on the forecast data and resistance levels. When the forecast price reaches $0.322, which is near the resistance level, we will initiate a long position at $0.312, with a stop-loss at $0.307 and a target price of $0.34. This strategy leverages the expected upward momentum while securing profits at the resistance level. Combining these two strategies creates a portfolio that balances risk and reward, capitalizing on both short-term fluctuations and long-term trends in the sandbox. Based on the historical data and forecast, Arweave shows a clear upward trend, particularly evident in the last few days with prices reaching $6.88. The RSI consistently moved above 40, indicating strengthening momentum, and recently crossed 60, suggesting overbought conditions but with potential for continued upward movement. The Bollinger Bands have been expanding, confirming the increasing volatility and potential for further price swings. Given the forecast, which predicts prices reaching $7.1 and the support level at $6.15, a long position strategy is recommended. I suggest entering a long position at $6.17, setting a stop loss at $6.15 to mitigate potential downside risk, and targeting a price of $7.1 for a substantial profit. To refine this strategy, I will incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI dips below 20, indicating an oversold condition, we could consider a long entry. However, with the current RSI above 40, this is not immediately applicable. If the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, it could be a buying opportunity. Considering the forecast and the recent upward trend, I recommend initiating a long position at $6.17, with a stop loss at $6.15 and a target price of $7.1. This strategy balances the potential for high returns with a defined risk management approach, aligning with a high returns investment strategy. Based on the historical data and forecast, JasmyCoin shows a generally upward trend with increased volatility. The RSI fluctuates between 40 and 70, indicating periods of both oversold and overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands have widened recently, suggesting increased price volatility. Considering the forecast for July 14 to 20, 2025, predicting a price range between $0.0146 and $0.0168, I recommend a portfolio combining three strategies. First, implement a long position when the RSI drops below 40, with an entry price of $0.014, a stop loss at $0.0134, and a target price of $0.0161. Second, enter a long position when the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, with an entry price of $0.0111, a stop loss at $0.012, and a target price of $0.015. Third, enter a long position when the RSI exceeds 80, with an entry price of $0.0161, a stop loss at $0.015, and a target price of $0.0173. This blended strategy leverages the strengths of each indicator to maximize potential returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, IOTA shows a clear uptrend, particularly evident in the recent price surge from $0.155 to $0.223. The RSI consistently rising, reaching 76.0, indicates strong buying momentum and nearing overbought territory. The forecast predicts continued upward movement, with prices expected to reach $0.233 by July 20, 2025. Considering the support at $0.215 and resistance at $0.23, I propose a strategy combining RSI and Bollinger Bands. My recommended strategy is to enter a long position at $0.196. Given the strong upward trend and the forecast, a stop loss should be placed at $0.188 to protect against unexpected downturns. The initial target price is $0.221, aligning with the forecast and nearing the resistance level. If the price breaks through the resistance at $0.23, we can adjust the target price to $0.233, maximizing potential gains. The RSI nearing overbought territory suggests caution, so a tight stop loss is crucial. This portfolio combines the strengths of all three strategies, providing a balanced approach to capitalize on the bullish momentum while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Saylor shows a strong uptrend, particularly evident in the last week with significant price increases. The RSI consistently climbed above 50, reaching over 80 in recent days, indicating overbought conditions. However, the forecast suggests continued upward momentum with prices projected to reach $0.526. Considering the support at $0.442 and resistance at $0.497, a combined strategy leveraging RSI and Bollinger Bands is recommended. We will implement a long position when the RSI dips below 35, aiming to capitalize on pullbacks within the uptrend. Specifically, we will enter a long position at $0.38, placing a stop-loss order at $0.35 to mitigate potential losses. The initial target price will be $0.497, aligning with the resistance level. However, given the strong forecast and recent upward momentum, we will adjust the target price to $0.526 if the price breaks above $0.497. This strategy combines the RSI signal for potential oversold entry with the Bollinger Band's indication of price volatility and the overall uptrend to maximize potential returns while managing risk. The portfolio will be 70% in this strategy. Based on the historical data and forecast, Algorand shows a strong upward trend. The price has consistently moved above the Bollinger Band center, especially in the last few days, indicating bullish momentum. The RSI has crossed above 70, signaling an overbought condition, but the forecast suggests continued price appreciation. Considering these factors, I recommend a long position strategy. The entry price will be $0.226. The stop-loss will be set at $0.219, just below the recent support level and the previous closing price. The initial target price will be $0.253, aligning with the forecast and a reasonable profit margin. To refine the strategy, I will incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. When the RSI falls below 30, indicating an oversold condition, we will initiate a long position. Conversely, when the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, it signals a potential buying opportunity. When the RSI reaches 80, indicating an overbought condition, we will take profit. Combining these signals, if the price is $0.233 and RSI is below 30, enter a long position with a stop-loss at $0.226 and a target price of $0.241. If the price is $0.248 and RSI is above 80, take profit. This combined strategy leverages both momentum and volatility indicators for enhanced risk management and potential returns. Based on the historical data and forecast, Hedera exhibits a strong upward trend. The price has consistently moved higher, breaking through resistance levels and showing increasing momentum. The RSI values have climbed significantly, reaching above 80 on July 13, indicating overbought conditions, but the forecast suggests continued upward movement. The Bollinger Bands have also widened, confirming increased volatility and potential for further price appreciation. Considering these factors, I recommend a long position strategy with an entry price of $0.206. To manage risk, place a stop-loss order at $0.18, below the recent swing low. A reasonable target price would be $0.26, aligning with the final day's forecast. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI dips below 40, which indicates an oversold condition, we can consider adding to our position at $0.18. Conversely, if the price touches the upper Bollinger Band, it suggests a potential pullback, and we might consider taking partial profits at $0.244. The core strategy remains a long position capitalizing on the prevailing upward trend, with dynamic adjustments based on RSI and Bollinger Band signals to optimize returns and mitigate potential losses. This portfolio combines the strength of the trend analysis with technical indicators for a more robust and adaptable investment approach. Based on the historical data and forecast, Pudgy Penguins shows a strong upward trend. The price has consistently been climbing, breaking through previous resistance levels. The RSI consistently above 70 indicates that the asset is overbought, suggesting a potential pullback or consolidation before further upward movement. The Bollinger Bands are widening, indicating increased volatility and potential for larger price swings. Given the recent surge and the forecast predicting continued growth, I recommend a long position strategy. Specifically, I suggest entering a long position at $0.0245. A stop-loss order should be placed slightly below the support level at $0.0247, specifically at $0.0243. The initial target price should be set at $0.03, aligning with the recent high and the forecast. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI drops below 30, consider adding to the position at $0.026, with a stop-loss at $0.025 and a target price of $0.0325. If the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, which indicates a potential oversold condition, enter a long position at $0.0272, with a stop-loss at $0.0268 and a target price of $0.0349. The most efficient portfolio combines these strategies, prioritizing the initial long position at $0.0245 with adjustments based on RSI and Bollinger Band signals to maximize returns while managing risk.